Hello, everybody. This is Conroe Press from Jerry O'Neill. We're live. We wanted to come on. I told everybody I'd be on about 3:30 today. We had a mom here that what happened on June the 5th over in the Tanglewood neighborhood, where we actually went over there, and there was a lot of Montgomery County officials, judges, investigators, and SWAT members that was over there. And DA, and we didn't actually know what happened, but the mom had been in contact with us because she having a hard time getting all the paperwork from between the city and the county. Don't nobody want to give her the paperwork, but the mom gonna explain to y'all what happened with her son at that location. And everybody just needs to be aware of this shit right here, because this could be one of your family members one day going through the same terrible thing that shouldn't be happening in the city of Conroe or with Montgomery County. You know, and I'm friends with Sheriff Doolittle and Chief Bucko. I mean, we all got a pretty good relationship, and you know, I would advise y'all, you know, I mean, to give her the paperwork, because whatever gonna happen, it's gonna happen anyway. You know, whatever gonna happen. So, I mean, you might well, you know, give her the paperwork. But I'm gonna let her speak, ma'am. What's your name?
My name is Sharon Allen. How you doing?
This is Miss Sharon Allen right here.
Mother to Andre Allen.
Okay, can you tell us what happened that day, in your words, of talking to him at the jailhouse?
On June the 5th, my son was living at 1401 North San Jacinto in the home of Tara George. There was a altercation between her stepfather, her mother, and herself with my son while he was seated on the porch right up under the security camera. So when involved in the incident with the stepfather ended up striking my son in the back of the head with an unknown object, and my son defended himself. Then the mother began striking my son. Again, my son began defending himself. Then Tara began assaulting my son, and my son began defending himself.
Can you tell us what the relationship was with him and was it Tara?
Tara and my son Andre have been friends for like 20 plus years, and he had been residing at that residence for over a year with her.
Okay.
So at that time, following this, I don't know which family member contacted the police, but Conroe PD was notified, and upon them being notified, my son, prior to their arrival, went into the residence and barricaded himself into his room. So, fast forward, I heard Tara contacted me and said that the police had arrived at the residence, and that she told them that they don't own any guns, he's unarmed, don't shoot him, he needs help. Well, although she stated that she informed the police of this, my son Andre was still shot. And he stated that he was sitting in his room, he could hear Conroe PD SWAT behind him talking, and then the next thing you know, one shot rang out, and he was shot from behind, striking him in the jaw, going through the neck.
He was shot in the back of the head?
He was shot. At that time, he had to turn his head because it went from towards the earlobe area down, shattering his jaw, going down the neck, hitting the clavicle, and then going into his side, puncturing his lung. I'm a previous firearm instructor, so therefore, when all of the media stated that the suspect confronted the police once they entered the residence, fearing for their safety, an officer fired one shot. Well, then my question is, if you're fearing for your safety with him confronting you, how did he confront you and you shoot him from behind?
Right, exactly.
Also, I have been trying. I tried to set up a meeting with the chief of Conroe Police Department. I've left messages for him to call. I've got no call. I've got no meeting. I have also attempted to reach Sheriff Doolittle to get a meeting, to get a call back. none of this. I put a PIA request in using the government code, stating in there very professionally, still nothing. I sent it in the night of July the 1st and the early morning of July the 2nd. I got no call, no email stating that they received it. A week later, I contacted the records management of Conroe PD. They ended up, oh, well, we don't have nothing. Then, oh, yes, we have it. I said, okay, then you need to send me an email stating that you received it and what you're getting ready to do. Nothing. I've spoken with someone in the DA's office. The DA said it's the city secretary. I contacted the city secretary. She stated it's Conroe PD.
So you're basically
getting the runaround. So then finally on September the 16th, I received a email from the Office of Attorney General, Ken Paxton's office. And upon receiving that, farther down towards the bottom, it stated that that Conroe failed to provide information that would determine that I should not receive information, that they failed to provide that.
Yeah.
So therefore, I called the city, the assistant city attorney. I said, okay, I have this letter, this email from Ken Paxton's office. I said, I want to know what I'm going to receive and when. Oh, well, you'll get it in a few days. No, Mr. Clark, I need this. I need to know what information you're going to send me and when I'm going to receive it. I said, under PIA, it states that you have 10 working days. I said, and I want the information, and I want it in a timely manner.
Okay, go on. Can you tell us, you have visited your son at the jail, huh?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us what state of mind he's in and what he's telling you what happened that day? I mean, you're saying what happened, but how are his injuries, or what injuries do you have right now?
So, upon visiting my son, first of all, he doesn't understand why he's in jail. He's asked me, why is he in jail for defending himself? And the information that I provided came directly from my son of him stating what transpired. And he stated that when this alleged assault happened, that he was sitting right up under the security cameras. I requested security camera footage in my PIA request. That was one of the things that I requested.
Security cameras actually at the house, right?
Yes. Okay. And it also states that you cannot view someone's phone without a warrant or their consent. On the date that this incident occurred, Conroe PD, SWAT, and the police department took his phone because security camera footage was coming directly to his phone.
Right.
And my son, at this time, he's not crazy, but he is having mental issues. He was having mental issues and mental trauma of that day.
Yeah.
They are severely, even worse,
I don't know,
from the shooting.
We wanted to also know why, with a person who we know may be suffering from mental illness, why, and if there was any mental constable or officer that came out to assess the situation, because it doesn't sound like that happened.
One of the questions I have is, was a mental health or psychologist called to the scene as he was told? They were told by Terry George, they being the police,
right,
that he needs help. So she informed them allegedly right off the bat that he needed help. So was a mental health consultant, right, or psychiatrist contacted?
Right, exactly.
Who is the supervisor that authorized the officer involved shooting?
Right, and the SWAT team.
And the SWAT team. Who authorized it? Because I also asked that in the PIA request.
Yeah, if an officer first came out, they should have assessed the situation from the information and sent somebody out with a medical constable or somebody, a health...
A licensed professional.
Right, to assess the situation.
And what was he shot
well.
He was shot. The shot went from just below the earlobe downward at an angle. So
It was in the
therefore,
back?
that means that it was not. Had he been straight on, it would have shot him directly, center point in the back of his head.
So I think you told me your
So he was
understanding
shot in
is
the
that
back?
they shot
Yeah.
him.
They shot
through
him
a window,
from behind.
through a window.
Through
is
a window.
Is what our
With
understanding
no,
is.
with no weapons in his hand.
No weapons.
Yeah.
No weapons.
Okay, let me ask you something. Why is some stuff going around that somebody said that he had a machete? Is that so? Can you clarify that?
I don't have any idea if he had a machete, but as I informed Detective Tomlinson, who was handling the alleged assault, I said, first of all, I said a knife, a machete. I said guns. I said that don't add up.
And he was by himself at that point.
He was in the residence by himself.
The other people had already been bought out of the home.
They weren't in the home in the first place. They were outside the
That doesn't
residence.
make any
Everything happened outside of the residence on the front porch with the alleged victims.
Okay, and then they left and he went back inside the house.
He went inside of the residence and shut the door and barricaded himself in the room.
Right.
So, and I want it to be known, first of all, Conroe Police Department in Montgomery County is well known for issues involving blacks in this county. Well known with incidents. As well as there was years ago an incident with my son involving a Montgomery County Sheriff's Office official's son. So my thing is, some of those people are still working there, and therefore you are trying to retaliate for an incident that happened.
Not cutting you out, but can you give us a little background on your son, that he was in law enforcement?
Well, he's had some issues previously, but my son worked for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for about 2 years.
Okay.
And he had never been in any trouble until he started working at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office in the commissary for Aramar.
Oh, so he worked in the commissary for Montgomery County.
He previously worked there. He was a correctional officer for a little over 2 years.
Okay, so he
At the state.
actually worked in Montgomery County.
He worked in the, at Montgomery County in the commissary in Aramar. But prior to that, he worked for the prison system as a correctional officer.
Okay. Okay, and any other injuries do he got besides, you say he got shot?
He had
What injuries do he have right now?
his mouth is
shut.
completely wired. He also had like some type metal at the base of his top and lower gums because of his gums being dislodged. Excuse me. He also had a punctured lung to where he had to have a feeding tube. He also had to have a trach. And while, like I said, he was in jail, he was shot in the eye with a taser after the sergeant said, "Bitch, I'll shoot you," and shot him in his left eye with the taser.
What, taser?
With the taser, and twice in the back with the taser.
What was that about? Did he tell you?
He said that the sergeant challenged him and approached him, and he said that's when this happened. And this same sergeant, excuse me, is the one that was in the transport taking him to HCA Houston Hospital. The same one that shot him in the eye.
Transported him.
Yes.
Well,
You know. And of course, you know, he's armed when you're transported.
Right.
and you know, I want y'all to know that that's one thing why we got the Conroe Press. You know, I know Sheriff Doolittle, I know Chief, I know a lot of people, judges and all that. And y'all got to know that I'm going to fight for what's right. Y'all got to know that, you know, and
What concerns me most is this happens to so many families, maybe every family, and I really feel like, you know, there's things and bringing awareness to these kinds of things, as well as, you know, the things that are broken in the system, and we need to work on correcting and making these better for everybody, because it's just not right.
you know, I know that something could have happened, that where them officers maybe did something wrong, But you know, when you admit up to what you've done wrong, it's better off than trying to hide something.
Right.
Because you know, you had all these officials down there. Y'all know who you are, because I got a video of all y'all down there. DAs, investigators, and everybody was down there.
Yeah.
And I got a video, I can go back and play it back, and I can go to AI and find out every one of y'all names that was down there. And you know, if you are done said you want to do what's right, you know, we know stuff happens. We know mistakes happen. But it takes a stronger person to admit when they're wrong than somebody sit there and go through all of the changes that you put in their family member do to get justice for a son, you know. So I wish that y'all would just give her the information she needs. Give her everything needed closure. Everything needed closure. And I mean, and you know, you better it's best to get her the information than you having been quiet for Dick the Gary and somebody coming down here and, you know, and costing the taxpayer a lot of money, you know, then the others and give her the right information that she needs, you know, to move on. Whatever she's going to do, she's going to do it anyway, you know. So, you know.
And Mr. O'Neill, I'm going to say this. Because of the Conroe PD and the Montgomery County SO to provide me with information that I so need and so desire, I have reached out to the Texas Rangers. I have reached out to the FBI. I am trying to contact anyone that can help me shed light on this, because they're not just my family, there are other families, because I have another family member that his sinus cavity was broken by an officer prior to that, and the officer admitted that he struck him while he was handcuffed, and they did nothing. Nothing.
That was Montgomery County?
That was Montgomery County. So I am asking the FBI, the Texas Rangers, y'all need to step in as I have requested, because they are trying to cover up.
Yeah.
They are trying to cover up, and it needs to be uncovered. And I'm not going to rest.
Not gonna stop.
Whether I have to civil, it doesn't matter. It's going to come out. We are not going to stop. My family and I are behind this.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I've known for a long time, is that the changes need to be made at the Texas legislature to, you know, make changes to laws.
So you want to have to go through all that trouble to get the record.
Even children have to go through the same thing. Yeah. And it's unjust, and it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Y'all, she didn't tell the story what she wanted everybody to hear, and I would
follow up if you.
We're gonna follow up on this shit right here, and I would ask the sheriff and the chief if they would to step in and, you know, give her everything she needs. Cause whatever she's gonna do, or the family gonna do, they're gonna do it anyway. It's all gonna come out. So if the officer did do wrong, I'm not saying they did do wrong, or whatever the case is. Just give her all the information she needs to move forward, whatever they're gonna do. So, is there anything else you want to say, man?
No, I just wanted to say thank y'all for providing me with this opportunity to be able to tell my son's story, you know, because
a lot of voices need to be heard.
Yeah. Yes.
We want to hear from people. We want to hear
from
the
anybody.
kind of problems that or struggles that you're having, you know.
We want to hear about it.
Make it a better place in the world than what's happening is unjust.
And those that are in the area, you are welcome to come forward, because eventually you're going to have to come forward, because, like I said, I'm not going to stop until I get the information that I need.
The truth will come out.
It's going to come out. And there were people that saw and stated that they fired from outside of the window, and then that a man was brought out. And I've sent this information over so that civil attorneys can review this.
Okay, all right. Well, y'all, we're going to wrap it up for right now. And we have to come up and do this story because the mom needs to tell her side of the story for the son. And